One of you smarty pants has said set up the camera where it's supposed to be and don't move it. You won't have those problems. Thank you. Here goes the clear coat on this spot job for $250. The more you pull the trigger back, the first stage is air. That's the air pressure. Now, as you feather into the needle, it will pull back and let fluid come out and atomize the clear coat. So, first thing we do is just blow it off. Make sure there's no dust on it. Inspect everything about the colored coat to make sure that when the clear coat's down, it's fine. Okay, so we're good. Now, there's 3 ounces of clear in here. I bet you I only use 1.5 ounces of this. And just slowly pull the trigger. Don't dump it. Don't grenade it. Sorry if I offended all you grenade lovers. 50% overlap on the spray pattern. Keep your distance away from your part. It's got to be a 90-degree pattern. 90 degrees from the gun to the part that you want to spray. And just watch your speed. Release at the end of each pass so you don't double coat. I'll explain what double coating is. Just feather that clear coat on there. And as you're feathering it, you're not blowing a lot up into the atmosphere. You see I'm right here with no mask on? I can't smell this stuff. And it's blowing right by me. Now, if I really opened it up and laid into it, there'd be a toxic cloud. Hit the dry spots that don't look as fluid or have not flowed out as well. Inspect the work. It's one coat. And you're shooting from the shadow into the light, so it's going to look like there's a hell of a lot of dust around here, but there really isn't. There's not a lot. So now I'm going to move it up a little closer so you can see how that layout is. And there's a couple of dry spots, but that's the first coat, and that's referred to as a tack coat. This thing gets 2 or 3, it just depends on how nice it lays out. And there's a heck of a lot of material still in there. I'm going to unscrew that, spill it. There's a heck of a lot of material in there. So it really didn't get wasted. And if I've got to go a full heavy 3rd coat just so that I'm satisfied, there's enough in that reservoir for it to finish off the job. And if I don't like the texture when I'm done with it, after it dries, I can sand it down and buff it and make it all nice and shiny. But a lot of the times I can just walk away from this stuff. It looks factory slick. Just depends on how many times the phone rings in the middle of the job and people walking up and that sort of thing. One of the reasons I went from being mobile to being in a building, at that time I had so much work and I was out in the field for so much of it, and it was all wholesale, that people were complaining about coming up and setting up and working in an area that was relatively not fumy, or when you sanded a bumper you didn't leave something on the ground. So I had a lot of obstacles to deal with, so I built myself a portable spray booth that I could nose the car up into the job and have that spray booth treat the overspray. And basically there's so many things that you have to overcome, and I've done all of them, and I can show you the streamlined version of how to do all of this. So the tack coat's tacking up. It's a very thin coat of clear. Probably in another minute or 2 I'll lay out the 2nd coat, and I will lower the air pressure and pull a little harder on the trigger so that I lay down a thicker amount of material on that space and have it stick to the car instead of having it blowing up in the air. Because when you drop the air pressure and add fluid, it doesn't get so aerosol-y. It gets heavier and it lays out nice. So just micro adjustments, and that's a skill set that you have to learn. So if you come out and you want to learn spot repairs and make money for yourself, You don't have to be the best guy on the job immediately, because in that business, you can just do brush touches on cars and charge $40, $50, $60 a car. And you do 10 cars at a dealership, you just made yourself $60 times 10 is $600 for the day. You walk away and you come back to them a week later after they've sold some cars, and you have 5 dealerships that you service. That's what I used to do. Monday it was Fletcher Jones, Tuesday it was Newport Auto Center, and so on and so forth. So I'd walk the lot and I'd listen to the car manager. It's like, hey, that pays $250. I don't have $250 to spend on it. Come on, that's cheap. No, it's not that. It's economics. So what you do, and what I did, was I just made sure I made $1,050 for the day. And when I made $1,050 for the day, I gave it away, but I got $1,050. And 5 days, there's a lot of money. So that's what you got to do. You might be giving away the work, but you know what? You made $5,000 plus for the week, and 4 weeks, that's 20 grand. Who doesn't want 20 grand a month? Who doesn't want 20 grand a month? So I'll teach you all that stuff. It's work. It's real work. But nothing feels better than overcoming challenges and working. And if you're in the Sun Belt, you can work all year long doing that. I used to stretch vinyl roofs in New Jersey for a while. That paid pretty good. I would go and put a top on for $225, and material costs were hitting me at about $50. So I made some good money. I'd do 2 tops a day. And the only damnedest thing was they stopped putting vinyl roofs on cars. So I had to figure out what to do next. And there's cars everywhere. No matter where you go, there's a car. Tell me one place you show up and you didn't get there by a car or a truck, or you'd have to land there with a parachute. What I'm getting at is there's plenty of work out there. And if you know what to do, you'll be okay. That's long enough. It's ready for another coat. Here we go. Second coat. The red coats are coming. The red coats are coming. Don't shoot until you see the whites of their thighs. I think that's an adult movie. But it's funny. See? Drop the air pressure down. Hear the difference? Right there to there? It's about half air pressure. I'm going to bump it up just a little. No, let me take it down just a little bit more. Like tuning a guitar. It's like tuning a guitar, and that's music to my peers. Okay, here we go. No, too low. See, that's a flow coat. You got to move a little faster because the material's coming out heavier. If you go slow like I did on the first one, you're in trouble. Okay, done. So, let me turn the camera around. That's your show coat. Look at how nice that is. There's a little bit of dirt in it. Now I'll polish that. But that's what you want to see when you're done. And I still have paint in the gun. So we stop the blend right in the middle of the license plate, and I will go get my reducer and I'll cut that and blend that out. And after this is dry, I have to rub it because it's a little pimply. I'm not exactly loving it, but so right there, right there, right there, there's a bunch of little ones, and that's road debris. This car's got some miles on it, and it's got a chip here and a chip there, but I can face that with sandpaper and polish that, and you'll never see that again. Anyway, this video is getting a little long, so I'm going to end it here and say thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe. This is all about ending homelessness. This isn't about me. So I love all of you for helping. And again, if you want to come down here and pitch in on that RV so that I can give this RV to you guys as a mini vacation, I'll park it anywhere you want me to park it within my local area. If you need help getting here, we'll figure that one out too, right? I know a lot of rich people. See ya. Bye.